everybody, this is Snook. Today I am going to show you a workout facility that I made. It's the first time I've ever done a public lot in The Sims 4. It's actually kind of neat. You go up in the upper left-hand corner and you click and you can make libraries and everything. And they'll tell you the requirements of what's supposed to be in there. And then that lot automatically turns into a public lot that you can use. You just have to make sure that you put everything in there that you need. Strangerville did not come in the world with a gym in it. And the new career is a military career, and it's all based around athletics. You can travel to other worlds, but you need to talk to a lot of people also. It was really a pain, so I decided to make my own. And I was trying to use as much of the new Strangerville stuff as they had to kind of keep it looking like it belonged there or like they made it. It's not as fancy, really like how it turned out. The roof was a pain in that one little place. The bathrooms and those windows really gave me fits. I kept having to move the windows. I kept trying to center them, and I kept having to move them back and forth. One of the nice things that I really love about The Sims and building is that I can take my time when I'm doing it. I can relax. I can stop at any point. The world is not going to end while I'm building. It's just a relaxing thing, and I get to play around and make houses or gymnasiums or whatever that just look nice. One of the things that's really irritating is when you can't get a window to center in a certain area, or you can't find one that fits. Like now these 3 doors, they all fit, but they were going into bathrooms and they had glass in them. Well, that's a little silly. It ended up I was going to have 2 bathrooms and then like a little sitting area, but it ended up I just made 3 bathrooms. I suppose I could have turned it into a sitting area, but it's a gym, so it was like, yeah, whatever. I actually had a lot of fun doing the backyard of this. I was trying to keep it nice and small so it wouldn't take me long because I haven't been feeling well again, still, whatever. It just gives me something to do. But I didn't want to take on too much because then I would never finish it. I wanted the 3 bathrooms to look the same. And quite honestly, that was probably the most decorating that I had to do. It was actually a really good first public lot that you could do because, I mean, it's a gym. You'd need workout equipment and bathrooms and showers. You can actually spend more time decorating it if you want, and if you don't want, you don't have to, which I think is actually pretty good. On top of that, I ended up going with like this blue and black and white theme based off of the front door, really. So it was actually, I really liked how it turned out. I was surprised at how much dark blue stuff I found. A lot. It was actually fun to use more blues and look for the different colors. I was really happy once I figured out how to do these bathrooms. The curtains, they go into the furniture, and I don't like the way that looks. I ended up, again, moving the windows, and then of course, the middle one didn't fit in the center again, which I thought was hilarious. Not really at the time. It wasn't that hilarious. It was like, you gotta be kidding me. It's really a pain that the curtains don't like disappear when it's up against something. They still show up. I mean, it's a game, and I'm sure there's only so much they can do, but I really don't like that look. So technically I had the bathrooms done, but then I had to move them around because of where the curtains were laying down. And then I put couches in there, just because really there was, I don't know, no sitting area in the whole place. And I thought, well, I mean, they're pretty big bathrooms, and I found those blue couches that like matched perfectly. So I had to. I mean, it screamed, you have to. And then I was thinking, because I had the big backyard and it was kind of a waste, and it doesn't matter how much it costs because it's a public property, I ended up doing swimming lap pools. I had a lot of fun with this backyard. The one problem I had was that it was really dark and everywhere. I mean, it was dark in the front yard, it was dark in the backyard. It didn't matter. The minute I would go to night, there was like no lights anywhere. And I would put up lights, and then there would still be no light. Not enough light to be able to see. I don't know. Maybe I'm going blind. I'm not really sure. Inside, because I had kept it kind of small, but it ended up, I wasn't sure how I was going to fit everything in there and still have it look kind of nice. And I wanted the mirrors along the wall because as you're doing certain activities, you're going to want mirrors there. And I ended up putting in a window in the back. Actually, because I put the window in where I did and how I did a few things, I ended up moving the door. It was right across from the back door. I don't remember. It was like one of the mirrors or something was messed up. So I moved the door over. But because I did, I had enough room for the tiki bar. And then I thought that those glowy things were glowy, but they're not. So, yeah. So I took those down. Again, the hardest part was trying to get light in the back room. And again, I was using blue for everything, and I don't usually use blue. So, surprisingly, there was a lot of stuff that actually matched. I was surprised because, again, I don't use a lot of blue, like that dark blue. Yeah, I was really surprised at how much matched. And then I saw these trees out of the corner of my eye when I was flipping through the menus. And I was like, oh, that's right. They have lights on them. Woohoo. So I stuck these back here. And then that finally lit up enough that I was happy. They actually were floating in the air. They didn't actually touch the ground. So I stuck the lavender plants in there and then just a bunch of bushes around it so that it looked like it was, number one, landscaped, and then you couldn't tell that they were floating. But then there was like a big gap from the back. It all looked filled in. But then when you turned it around, you could see that there was all kinds of, it was gapped pretty bad in there. So I just took some more of the lavender. And if you blow it up, one way goes in and one way goes out. So I just blew them up. And I like that really. At night, it looks pretty with the purple and the green back there. And then the water, too. So I was really happy, again, with how that turned out. It was a good solution to kind of making the back look a little nicer and getting some light back there. One of the things that really throws off a ton of light is the lava lamps, the new lava lamps. Those are crazy. The only thing I don't like, I wish you could change the colors of them to like a whiter color, but they're the whatever color they are, that's the color that it throws off, unless there's somewhere in there that I haven't found yet. As much time as I spent putting lights in the back, I spent as much time taking lights away and putting different lights up, and it was like the battle of the lights in the back. And then I did add different windows in the back so that when people were on the treadmill, they could see outside. And of course, when in doubt, I always add plants. It just was looking really bare against the wall because there's no windows. I added those little awnings, which I thought were really cute. And then this place is like in the desert. So I just figured that the patio should have something over it so that they're not going to burn to death. But really, I don't know how much those little wooden slat things would really do. I think you would still get really hot in the desert unless it's nighttime. I don't know. I've never been to the desert, but that's okay. I was trying, too, to keep the building. I usually end up making my buildings like really dark. So I was trying to keep it as light as possible. And I think I did a pretty good job of that. Pink lights I really liked. And that lit up the center lane and kind of filled that gap in there. Unfortunately, they didn't fit exactly, but I couldn't have made the lot any wider. And if you're going to really look that close, I think there's a problem. So I added a little more plants inside, played around with the floor, added one more. Oh my God, I can't make it out the front door couch. And then I found this rug that I've never used before. And the green and blue like fit perfectly with the whole shebang. I was so surprised. I'm like, well, that's a nice rug. I like that. And then I just had to do some landscaping in the front. And that, it's really funny because they have that really nice opening there for, like, you would think you would line up the front door with that. One would think. But, that would be too easy. So I made this little sidewalk and I used the paints. And I like the paints, actually. And now they have an eraser, so it's even better. And I used more of the purple plants in the front and to tie in the back, and then I added white to it, and it really turned out nice. And I ended up using terrain paint again to get rid of the driveway stuff because I wanted the lawn all nice because it looks like a house on the outside, and there's nothing really that shows that it's a gym other than it has gym equipment on the inside. So I kind of liked it because it's like this little hidden treasure gym that only certain people can go to because you have to know that it's a gym. That was kind of my idea behind it. So I didn't put like a sign out front or anything like that. Other than it's got a big pool in the back and stuff. So I just added some more greenery and made it nicer in the front. I ended up, for as much grief as the lighting gave me, it really came together pretty fast. And it was a real fun little project to work on over the last couple days. This is a finished house or gym, and there's a nice picture of the backyard. I really like that picture. And here is the layout. So it's got 3 bathrooms with couches and mirrors on around, and then there's a sitting area in the back. You can get bar and food, and there's a little front area. I thought was really cute too. And there's one of the bathrooms. They all look the same. The mirrors in there it's really kind of weird because when you take a picture, it actually is a mirror. It shows you what the mirror does. And I thought this was a really cool shot of the sparkly trees. And there's the back door. I really liked how those flowers brightened up the whole place. And the rugs too. I used a lighter rug. But see here, that green cast, that's from that lava lamp in the center of the table. And then the lap pools with the pink around it and the lavender. I thought that was really neat. And then at the end, there was Engine Woody was sparring and Gina Bot was punching that bag like no get out. And they were just hanging out in the front when they were done talking to the people. I hope you enjoyed the video. And yeah, that's what I've been doing. Have a great day. Bye.